Sorry. Been trying to clear my throat for like I don't even know how long now. Oh man. Okay. I hope everyone is having a great day. Um, I so okay. Let's start off here. Um, and there. Um, I I'm having some troubles at work, and yeah, I'm still there, by the way. But I don't know. I felt like I wanted to talk about something, but I didn't exactly know what, and I started thinking about like what was actually going on, and I was like, so okay, it feels like this is gonna be more about like a work reading. Um, there might be a lot of pressure, you know, at at work. Well, there's a lot of pressure for me at work right now, and it just seems really unnecessary. Like, there's an easier way to go about all the things that are actually happening here. So I explained that to my boss today, and she said, yeah, she saw that like some of the things that were going on just really, they shouldn't be happening, and that the good employees seem to be taking on all of the things that the employees that might be lacking or behind and stuff like that on what needs to be done or how to fucking do stuff. Um, how it's affecting the good ones and making them want to leave and stuff like that. Um, and I was just like, well, I mean, what's really going on there then? And it just seems like it's really hard to kind of like shine, like really put yourself out there. Like it almost seems like it's harder to express, yourself because the environment just isn't very, you know, fitting, quite comfy enough. Um, yeah, it's in reverse, but like this is the high priestess, and she's like, that motherly nature. She's really cozy, and look, she's all snuggled up with a book and stuff like that. So maybe this story is kind of just like, it doesn't really seem very interesting. Doesn't really seem like it's anything that she would read again. Revisit. Um, so I'm really getting like this might be like that moment. Some people have this moment where like they're like, okay, so I remember feeling this way at another job and doing this and doing that, and when I came to my job, when I go to any job, I'm like, okay, so I noticed this and this, I don't even think I want to go in the same way that I, did on my last job because I saw the impact it had. You switch things up and you're like, wow, I'm still seeing this and this and this. And something in you just says, this might not be it anymore, like you get that ick, and it just seems like, I don't know, the way that things have been going just seem to be going in like a different direction for you, like not something you were really trying to tackle on anymore. Like this is more of a surrendered. Well, I this is what I'm getting. It's more of a like there's no. It's still helping at the moment, but it's kind of pushing. It's standing in the way. Like the only thing that's helping here is that you can still drive through it. That it's still giving you something that you need. And for right now, this guy, he needs freaking water to be able to get to where he's going, unless he decides to use his feet. But Basically, I still feel like there's a lot of resources that can be valued at the moment with this, but it's really, there's something more to it that seems to be trying to, push back on what you're actually trying to get to. Um, like something's trying to keep you in this zone, in this area, and you're just like, I'm good. I don't need this anymore. Like this, I can figure this out another way, like I can figure this out another way. I'm going this way instead. This isn't it. That not. Let's go this way. Let's see if we can get better action. Away from the pushback. Least resistance. Right. There's got to be a different direction. Let's get the fuck out of this. I'm just saying, like, it don't make no sense. Not to mention, both of these cards, when I first pulled them out, they were both in reverse. So it already seems like whatever's going on in this area is just really not setting right with what's important for you, or what you're really like trying to get to at this moment. See, look, still going. King of Swords, real confused. Like, honestly, doing some of this might be just working out of like, I want to say misguidance for some reason, or like they told, or like something about this, it's all just happening out of like autopilot now. Like, you're not even thinking about it anymore. It's like you're just you're working for one thing only. King of Swords, that's more about like making a good system out of things, which is also giving me a lot of like earth energy, like Capricorn, what is it, Virgo and Taurus. I don't go much into all of that, but like those are the earth signs. But it's like the systems part of things, like very organized with how you wanna go with it. But in this entire, like, it just seems like that there's no control here anymore. Like you're playing. It's like you have no role, but you don't know who's actually fulfilling the roles that need to be done because there's nobody there when you need them. It just really seems like even in your own world, just trying to kind of keep your head above water because things have been pushing back in where you are at the moment. And it seems like there is a lot of strength here. You know where you want to be, where you want to go, and I don't know if this is a griffin. I want to say a griffin. I don't know nothing about the Harry Potter shit neither, so please just like give me a break. Basically, you actually, you can take matters into your own hands to be able to really like, get out of this situation. It just means right now that there's something that you need to actually like take action on. It seems like just in general, that you've been trying to clear your head and let go of taking care of like everything else for everything. Exactly what being a king kind of seems like, but truth be told, no matter what, when you read about kings and stuff like that, they there's not a lot that they actually like need to like take into their own hands. They have people appointed for these things. um I really feel like in some way I'm being told to like slow down, and rethink the matters about what you're trying to do here. um I don't know, I'm getting, hold on, I just want to see what because these cards, nothing was coming out for us. Yeah, okay, I just had 3 of Wands. We're gonna switch to another deck. I only brought 2 with me, but hey. But 3 of Wands. Uh um so hold on. Let's see. Trying to rethink what. Whoa! Hey now. What did I say? Okay, 3 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles. So I think I'm really getting like 3 is about expansion. The whole thing that's been on your mind is building a new collective, a new group of people, that kind of see the same, I want to say core values, but I know no one thinks exactly the same, but like just like, having this wiser, thought process to work together to create a better future, pretty much. And yeah, the environment that you're sitting in just doesn't quite meet any of those standards. The standard of what that means, just thinking positive, motivating one another, and being supportive of each other's goals that you're going through. And honestly, for me, one thing that's very valuable in my life is someone noticing progress. Just like saying like, wow, I saw you like doing that. Uh, let's say cleaning the dishes and sweeping the floor. I really appreciate the progress on the house and stuff like that. I know, like yeah, and then seeing people actually like ending up doing those things themselves, and you're like, okay, well, I didn't expect that, or maybe you did, whoever, I don't know, it doesn't matter, but like it, you like, or me, like sitting there being like, wow, well, I mean, it seems like people are actually trying to like make an effort to take care of that, seeing that it looks, it helps in some way. um for me, being able to walk into a clean bedroom for me is like walking into a clear headspace. I can take a moment, get ready to like change into my night clothes and maybe journal for a little bit and possibly even work on my music for a second or two. Well, an hour is what I try to go for, but sometimes I time it out and it ends up being like 30 minutes because I don't know, I get a little jittery. But Yeah. It's just like the little things that really make a difference, and I'm seeing like these little the branches and stuff like that that are growing here on the Three of Pentacles. It's like, it takes time to grow, but you're gonna notice with these this new group of people that like I feel like it's already been building, but you just haven't been able to see it yet because you're not quite where you need to be, even though this is exactly where you're meant to be. Like, you're still climbing that ladder, like you're probably in a different rung than you expected to be, um maybe even further than you thought you were. With the mountains here, it's probably been quite a long time that you've been going through a certain situation and not seeing much, not seeing that progress yourself. But I don't know. I'm seeing there's a lot of cities in the back of these like different cards here, so it seems like you've gotten pretty far from where you once were. Tell me more about this new environment, this new group of people. So, um, it seems like, so before, another reading that I just did, it just felt like I'm gonna cover that up. I tried to do this before. I'm gonna try it one more time, but it honestly just fuck it. So the Magician was in reverse. So last time it was upright, and it just felt like it was like, trying to tell me like that there's a higher, power that's like building me up, or building up the energy of whatever was going on at that time, that just kind of like, is being worked out, and they're providing all the resources, and so you really don't have to worry too much, and it's in reverse, so it still seems like there's a lot of guidance here, but this is a situation that you really don't know much about, but I don't ever know how long these things are gonna go, but I always it makes me nervous talking like about all of this kind of stuff in front of people. Well, like, I guess in public, because I've done readings for people, and like they say, oh yeah, it makes sense. Like, I understand, and then they go and do the same thing that I just explained to them that they shouldn't have done. So I feel like they don't really they just wanted to see if it would actually make sense, but they didn't really like, understand. I'm gonna say that they didn't understand. They understood specifically because it went right below a frequency that they could even fathom. So I thought it was funny at first, like not haha funny, more like weird funny, just because it was like they wanted me to do a reading, but they didn't know what a reading was, and then the same thing happened to them, and I was like, so you thought it was a joke? Okay, that's on you. That's on you. So, That's on you. On you. Um, yeah, you're going to meet these people somewhere that you probably didn't ever, like, you wouldn't have ever expected to be in. Um, and there's a chance it's gonna feel like a lot, a lot of nonsense, a lot of stuff that really, you know, you might feel as though you don't want to handle or you can't handle. You might not even realize that this is probably easier to take care of than you thought it would be, kind of situation. But that's not what you're processing at that time. But you, like, when you're there, when it's all happening, which is probably what you'll have to pay attention to now. I don't do timings or anything like that unless, like, I get some kind of, like, time. But truthfully, I don't. This is like gonna be completely unexpected. It just seems like it you know you're you know that right now where you are is not exactly what is, meant for you. Like, this is what you probably needed in the moment to be able to, have something go through, like a download kind of thing. um just something that, got you to kind of get up and rethink the process. And it seems like for me, I actually have quite a plan to be able to make things better for myself, and I'm working them out step by step. Now, I don't want to go into too many details because, I mind my business, and I think everybody else should too. Um, but it is like something that is going to help with my future, and hopefully for, my future generations, and maybe I can even help, my older generations that are taking care of me. But right now I have to, work on myself and take care of my stuff so that way I can actually take care of anybody else. What am I going to do if I can't, if I have nothing to fall back on for me? Um, which is really what it seems like this entire journey is going to be about, is like really getting out of your comfort zone here, so that way you're able to kind of explore what the Knight of Pentacles, what you're trying, what you value, what's important to your environment. Because, like, Pentacles is like, money, or the physical realm, or material things. Basically, it's like finding a place to build your build off your own land, kind of thing, is what I'm getting. Like, build from your own space. um yeah. Whatever this is, whatever you've been dealing with, just seems like it's been very heavy. Eight of Swords, and then the Pentacles again. Like this is chain armor, and it's just like, even with the simple, like, Three of Pentacles here. Like, you've been, it's like, it just seems like there's a lot of pressure weighing on you from a lot of this stuff. And I mean, there's a whole other side to this, kind of, even just in the, like, upright position. which is why I said earlier that this is probably it's going to be a lot easier to get out of than you even expected it to be. It's just being able to kind of like process what's going on at the moment, or at that time of when it all happens. When you're in this unexpected situation and meeting all of these different people. I'm getting it with the sun though. Like it's gonna be. You're definitely going to meet people that you're actually going to be able to have fun with, not just like be in their presence and like, you know, feel like they're competent. Because maybe, I'm not gonna lie, I've been dealing with some people that just seem like they're still working on a lot of things but not working on much at all, in the public eye of things. I'm really getting that like the people you'll be surrounded by um, really know how to take care of things when you know is it's necessary, but they also know how to have a good time. Um, so I'm still looking at this ladder right here from the Three of Wands, and then again with the Eight of Swords. Like whatever this is gonna feel like pressure. And with the ladder, the steps of the ladder is like very thin, so like she has to be extreme. I hope she's being extremely careful with the steps of the bones that she's walking on there. I hope she's, you know, paying attention to that not all of them are even connected. Oh my, like look right there, like come on. Oh my god, that scared the crap out of me. Exactly. That's what this is. This is something that just seems really, really scary because you probably haven't been through something like this before. But you might start to notice that the people that you're surrounded by, even if they seem like they're not, like, you know, taking this crap seriously, they're definitely like they're very there's a chance you'll be surrounded by people who'll be able to provide a lot more for you, a lot more to the situation than you even expected. And again, when I started off, I said like this seems like a career kind of reading. So like, but I also just feel like it's environmental, like altogether. Um, um, with the Chariot that I got in the beginning, I really feel like you're just about to change like your entire environment. Maybe that's something you've been working on. High Priestess, maybe it's you know, you've been learning new things and trying to like, you know, keep your peace of mind. You've been doing a lot of inner work. You've actually kind of been more in tune with your body just as much. You've been seeing things from many sides, is what I'm getting. You know, perceptive. And really just, you know, seeing everything that these are just like, you know, thoughts that might run by. You know, nothing crazy, nothing serious. Just being able to kind of see where you really, you know, what's really important or what makes sense to you in your time, your life, your days. 29 on my clock. Uh, um, what I'm getting, or I guess what I can tell you, or what I might be able to say, even about any of this, I said that like three different ways because I really don't know. It's not. I don't know if it's like coming from the cards. This is how I'm looking at the cards, and this is how I feel about the situation. It's just that like whatever you're dealing with doesn't seem like it's forever. Like you have, you know, options. Like you are in charge of your situation altogether. It's just like, you know, very scary no matter what to kind of switch things up and you know, leaving behind where everything seems to have, you know, started or been built, or from where you've always, you know, what you've always understood, and you move on to something completely new, and you're just like, oh, you know, what do I do here? Like that, I did not see any of this coming, and your brain just starts running, trying to figure out how to make it work. But I mean, sometimes, okay, this Eight of Swords, this is a flower surrounded by swords. You know, it might not always be the best situation for you. It's not always where you're supposed to be at that time, or like, you know, where you're supposed to be forever. I don't even know. Like that looks like the flower ended up on a target board, and everybody just tried to hit the flower. So maybe you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But again, like it's just like maybe another step that you had to go through, you know, in trying to, you know, create this life that, you know, is very, you know, well deserved for you all together. Abundance is a state of mind. A life that you know you are, you know, what's the word? A life that you know is possible. You know, you have the ability to reach. You know, you can enjoy all of that stuff that you know, that you really want. Maybe that's like owning land, figuring out how to buy your own house, you know, building a successful business, whatever it is. Just know that it's there's a lot of things that, you know, you can do on your own, but there's still a lot of things in the world where you need someone's help, even just a little bit, you know. Maybe even to just get the knowledge to get to another step, and it could come from anywhere. I find that you know, even just asking, you know, how someone's day is, or you know, talking about the little things that, you know, are more, oh, you know, from you, but aren't such basically make sure you're around the right people who actually can, you know, look like they can provide that kind of information. And when you have knowledge, you can share knowledge, but be careful of the knowledge that you get from somebody that isn't involved in those kinds of, you know, or hasn't ever, you know, been involved. Of course, take knowledge where it's given, but not all knowledge is good knowledge. Yeah. Yeah. No matter what, I was saying that I get feeling fear is a call for love. So yeah, wherever you're about to go next, um, might seem, kind of crazy, a little bit like, well, pretty unexpected, like you might not really understand much of what's going on in the moment, but it has a lot of potential, in it. And it just seems like you're well protected. Um, and you've got a lot of resources that you can rely on. Um, don't forget to say your own prayers. That could be to your God. Uh, I am I do believe in God. So sometimes I use that term. Other times I use universe. Otherwise I say like angels and guardians, um, spirit guides. Uh, yeah. You might be scared, but I think in this moment or in that moment when you reach that point, when you're surrounded by these people that kind of like, you don't know what to do next. You don't know how to feel about it or anything like that. Like you can't think, you can't process at that time. Just give it a chance at least. Um, a lot of my past jobs, I would only like in the like way past, not that far. I'm not that. They would call me unk status, but I'm not that old at all. Um, I started working at 16, and I was like, I don't like this job. I'm leaving. I don't like this job. I'm leaving. And I would give them a notice. It's just I wouldn't stay that entire notice. Um, but now I'm older, and I've held on to a job. I start off. I've had jobs where I've stayed for 3 months, and then I've had jobs where I've stayed for 6 months, and then now I'm making an effort to stay at a job or with a company specifically, for up to a year, so that way I have that experience on my belt and I'd be able to kind of take that to the next place. 37 on my clock, um, and just be able to, if I decided to go either with another company but of the same um brand, not like talent, I guess, or business, that I'd be able to show them that like I've had experience here, and I've done this, and I kind of want to keep going with that. They'll be like, okay, we got somebody who has experience, somebody who's uh, a little bit more trained, and that'll help me move up. It's just about thinking differently, and because I've done that, whenever I've had managers that have asked me like, where do you want to go, and where do you expect to be in 5 years, 3 years, all that stuff, I'm like, well, I'm hoping that I'll be able to stick around for that long, but I mean, at the moment, I'm just working things out, just trying to make an honest living. I'd love to be able to move up in the company if there's ever an option for that, but at the moment, there's no decided plan, and sometimes that's like enough for them, but at the same time, they always kind of want more, or like want to know like, is this person gonna stick around, and then uh for the very very good employees, it's like the other employees that just aren't pulling their weight on certain things, um they'll do whatever it takes to kind of get the hours, And if that means, burning you out because you're trying to do everything to make sure that it makes sense and that everybody knows what needs to be known, communication is key sometimes, oftentimes. Um, it's just like, well, why is it that, the boss is giving you all of this, all of these different tasks, but no one else is actually making an effort to do these exact same things. Um, why is it that you're the only one actually doing the job? And it's kind of funny how things work sometimes, but sometimes it seems like life pushes just so that you actually, get up and go. Now, for some people, they just feel like they have no other choice. But if you're young, I don't want to tell y'all my age because I don't care. I have nothing to prove to anybody. You know what I mean? Kind of energy. That's where I'm at right now. And that's what this kind of feels for me is that if this ain't working for me, honestly, it doesn't matter. I know what my goal is, and I know what I'm striving towards. I've been here. I've been with this job for over 3 months now. And so, seeing as though I talked to my manager today about everything that was kind of, pressing matters, she told me that she's going to, talk talk about this to whoever. Um, Now, I'm not saying that I just like sit here and like, am going to take her word or take anyone's word for what's about to happen, until I start seeing the changes that are actually supposed to be going on. Um, but the first step is speaking up about it, someone knowing about it. And I've already, like, taken an effort to communicate this stuff, but it I guess I don't know what was going on. So my manager was here tonight, and I was like, this is kind of ridiculous that it keeps going in the same direction, and I'm just like, I'm really getting upset that I feel like I'm the only one actually trying to make sure that things are in order, like, where's the help? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't have any resources here, like, to be able to actually do my job. Like, how am I supposed to do my job? Like, I literally feel like no one's pulling the strings, but there's supposed to be like a bunch of people. So why do I feel like I'm the only one making the decisions, like the smart decisions here? You know, that sounds kind of crazy when you work in a hospitality industry, and it's literally all about playing the smart game or playing the strategic game, convincing people to come and stay at your hotel because it's actually nice here and stuff like that. And I can't provide them that, experience because I don't have anything. It's, I don't know. But that's what I got today. Be brave and where you're about to, what you're about to experience next. Keep working. Keep doing that inner work. Love yourself. Um, and stand strong on what you believe in. Remember that there's always a way out. Take accountability for what needs to be done. And soon you'll find, that group of people that actually, feel that same way. And trust and believe that it'll make things a lot easier having people that actually, take responsibility it seems like this is something that you've been, manifesting for quite some time. Again, I think you should definitely 444 on my clock. Say a prayer, you know. Let the universe know that you hear what needs to be done. You're seeing where you're not supposed to be, and changing up, the scenario for the better. For the better. At least making an effort to. But you can do it, You have willpower just as much as anybody else. If you want it, you just have to give yourself some grace to know that it's going to be difficult, but knowing that it's going to be difficult, maybe you should take that into consideration. Okay, it's going to be hard. I know it's hard, but I got to do this, and I want to do this for me, okay? For nobody else, for me, or for my kids, or for my family, whoever you're doing this for. It doesn't, for my dog, like, everything's going to be okay. Abundance is a state of mind. All right, y'all. Deuces.